Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit with another episode of What Are We Eating? Today, we're reviewing the two big brands of frozen fish sticks, Mrs. Paul's Fish Sticks and Gorton's Fish Sticks. Let's go over the 24.6 ounce box of Mrs. Paul's Fish Sticks, which are made with minced fish and are crunchy breaded, contains approximately 44 fish sticks and costs $5.48. Mrs. Paul's Fish Sticks are good for you and good for the environment. Delicious flaky fish and golden breaded crispiness. Mrs. Paul's Fish Sticks make quick and easy meals with homemade flavor. I haven't had frozen fish sticks and I don't know how long. The only thing I remember about eating frozen fish sticks was putting ketchup on them. I would have never thought about making fish tacos with them. Out of 34 reviews, Mrs. Paul's Fish Sticks has 3.1 stars out of 5. TC says they're an awesome product, but the price keeps going up and up. And Alyssa says they're pretty much breadsticks with no fish. Here's the list of ingredients. There's about 8 6-fish stick servings per box. Each serving has 230 calories, 10 grams of total fat, 1.5 grams of saturated fat, no trans fat, 6 grams of polyunsaturated fat, 2.5 grams of monounsaturated fat, 35 milligrams of cholesterol, 440 milligrams of sodium, 22 grams of carbohydrates, 1 gram of fiber, 1 gram of sugars, and 10 grams of protein. Here's our Mrs. Paul's Fish Sticks right out of the freezer and right out of the bag. Now you place them on a baking sheet and they go into a preheated 450 degree oven on the middle rack, flipping after 7 to 9 minutes. While our Mrs. Paul's Fish Sticks are in the oven, let's go over the 24.5 ounce box of Gorton's Fish Sticks that are made with minced fish and cost $7.39. Gorton's is serious about quality. Gorton's meal suggestion is to use fish sticks to make a fish stick salad. I'm not too sure about that. What do you, the people, think? Out of 64 reviews, the Gorton's frozen fish sticks got 2.9 stars out of 5. A Walmart associate said they're a good quick snack in the air fryer. The Era said, yuck, they were better from Sam's Club. Here's the list of ingredients. And Gorton's fish sticks contain minced pollock and whiting. There's 9 5-fish stick servings per box. Each serving has 180 calories, 8 grams of total fat, 1 gram of saturated fat, no trans fat, 3.5 grams of polyunsaturated fat, 3 grams of monounsaturated fat, 20 milligrams of cholesterol, 310 milligrams of sodium, 18 grams of carbohydrates, 1 gram of fiber, 1 gram of sugars, and 8 grams of protein. Here's our Gorton's Fish Sticks right out of the freezer and right out of the bag. You can cook these in the oven or an air fryer. Since I cooked the Mrs. Paul's in the oven, I'm going to cook the Gorton's in the oven. Now these go into a preheated 425 degree oven on a metal baking pan for 11 to 14 minutes, flipping after 8 minutes. Here's our Mrs. Paul's Fish Sticks after baking in a 450 degree oven for 16 minutes. So we went in and shanked one like a prison snitch. I don't really recall. Are all fish sticks really this light in color? I thought they were more golden brown. So into my pie hole so my incisors could cut off a slice, and down my gullet it went. Like I said, it's been a really long time since I've had frozen fish sticks. Unless my mind is failing me, I remember them having a lot more fish than these do. I think they should rename these to fish-flavored breadsticks. You get a somewhat decent fish flavor, but you get more breading than fish. That's why I think kids would really enjoy these. Adults, not so much. Now I can see why I used to enjoy a lot of ketchup on them. Because there's not really a lot of flavor, but they are crunchy. I have to give them that. $5.48 for a pound and a half of food that's quick and easy to make for kids or adults is an okay bargain. If they contain more fish, it would be a really good bargain. especially if they had more fish than breading like the picture on the box. so the quality and the flavor just wasn't really there. So I'm going to give the frozen Mrs. Paul's fish sticks a 2 out of 5. After cooking in a 425-degree oven for 12 minutes, our Gorton's fish sticks are ready. These cooked at a lower temperature and a shorter amount of time than the Mrs. Paul's fish sticks, and these are a lot more golden brown. You guys already know the deal, so I don't have to say it. These immediately had a much better fish flavor. They were very crispy, just like the Mrs. Paul's. But I was very disappointed once I saw the inside. They felt and tasted like they had more meat. These definitely don't feel as bready as the Mrs. Paul's, and I was really liking the fish flavor. Maybe the whiting added more flavor? These definitely wouldn't require as much ketchup as the Mrs. Paul's. So of course I had to try one more. And again, they have good flavor, they're nice and crispy, and it feels like there's more meat than breading, but when you look at it, it looks like there's more breading than meat. The Gorton's frozen fish sticks were definitely better than the Mrs. Paul's frozen fish sticks, but at $7.39, for the same amount of fish sticks, I don't think they're worth the extra almost $2 than the Mrs. Paul's, so they're definitely not a bargain. But the flavor was there, which was missing in the Mrs. Paul's, so if they cost the same as the Mrs. Paul's, I'd give them a 2.5 out of 5. But with the almost $2 cost difference, I'm going to give them a 2 out of 5. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.